Enough said, I'm Nigerian. Enough said, Nigerian. I'm Nigerian. Welcome back to the right direction. We're always having fun on this show, helping our community, improving our community. This week, we want to celebrate Nigerian carrier Air Peace, back on the scene, transporting Nigerians. Arrived in Gatwick less than 10 days ago with superstars from Nigeria, politicians, ministers, good optics. But they went back and said they had hard treatment from Heathrow, not the airline talking now, Nigerians, from Gatwick, I'm sorry. They said Air Peace was shoved to the corner. You would almost think they didn't have a checking in desk. The conveyor belt wasn't working, and things were changed at the last minute, and this was supposed to not build confidence in the brand. Nigerians have reacted positively to Air Peace to say, "Oh, very good. We welcome this. They have crashed the price, and people can travel now." I want to ask you, as we've been in the diaspora for a long time. First, let me ask you, Rosetta, is this a deliberate action because Air Peace is going into a market that is flourishing, the Nigerian market? You think Gatwick and the airlines, this is a competition strategy?
I don't think it was a deliberate act, but it's competition, it's business. As you know, Nigerians we travel a lot, yes, and with BA and Virgin and all of that. So if we have our own brand coming into existence, then that's something for us to celebrate. So yes, I would go on that bandwagon as well because Mr. Yema is one of us.
Yes.
It's a good business. I mean, for years I've been wondering why we as a nation, Nigeria, don't even have our own airline.
Yeah.
So if a son of the soil, as it were to be, has kind of tapped into that gap that has been there for decades. So I think it's a step in the right direction, and yes, we should support him. I feel terrible that the first week he had to actually go through
But
that.
but
Yes,
is it
yeah.
a deliberate action from the authorities because of competition
I don't want
or
to say it's a deliberate act because I don't know. But what I know is that when there is competition between similar businesses, there is always that bit where someone will be made to feel uncomfortable, like you're not welcome. You're welcome, but you're not welcome.
yeah.
So that could just be something, a distraction on the side.
You get better?
Yes, but we've seen it. It's out there in the open. I mean, I read reviews about people. I've listened to people talking about the experience at the airport. So I believe it's not something that's going to remain. I believe it's going to change because
Yes,
it is out in the
that's
open,
my view
and
too.
I believe air peace is here to stay.
Good.
So what we want is improvement.
Yeah.
Good. On every case. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Josephine, I'll come to you. You remember Arik? You remember Bellevue? You remember Medview? These are Nigerian airlines that just vanished. And now you hear Air Peace saying this is what they're going through. Do you think the other airlines, maybe because there was no internet or there was no something, you think the other airlines could have been muscled out, treatment as well, the previous Nigerian airlines?
Well, I'm not going to talk about the previous,
Yes,
but
right.
I want to talk about the
Air Peace, what's
air
going on
piece,
now?
what's
Yeah.
happening now. Like Ro rightfully said, I don't want to pin it on it was a deliberate act, because it's still early days. You understand? If our experience wasn't good as of how it was they treated us and everything, where they shoved us, what's it called,
Conveyor
the
belt.
conveyor
Conveyor
belt
belt.
wasn't working, and most of the staff didn't know what to do and stuff like that. So I would say they can, they can put this in pen and paper,
Yes.
demand to have a meeting and have a sit down meeting and say these were the things that we had experienced. Why was that?
Okay.
You know.
Let me. I was even point to you because this morning people were saying they expect reciprocation from the Nigerian government that if you do this to Air Peace when you come to Lagos to pack your flight, the same thing we would do to you. But I get it. You're saying Air Peace should not take the same approach. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Take
Yes. I'm saying they shouldn't take the same approach because it's early days. Let's have a sit down talk. If this happens again, then we'll now have a leg to stand on to say probably, this whole thing was staged to jeopardize, our airline. But if it's just happened, I mean, was it 24th of March?
Yeah.
It's still very fresh. I am not saying it is right what they did. Please, I don't want anyone to crucify me. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is let's have a sit down talk. Let's put these things down on paper and then let's actually speak about it. Like the guy who spoke, because I saw the video, he said at least the foreign minister of affairs as well as the aviation minister should stand, by
Fair.
us.
Yes.
In order to, talk about all these things there is and then put it right. I think that would be a very, very good thing to do.
Good
you
thing.
know.
I like what you have said.
Yeah.
I like it. And now let's look at in terms of because if you click you use the micro thing. Let's look at international carriers. All of us would like to see Nigerian air. You understand, for example. But this Alan Oyema, he went to pick up people from Libya. He went to
Free.
pick up
Yes, I
Nigerian
remember.
footballers, from a place. He has been doing many things. He's a model Nigerian. But are you disappointed that this is not a country carrier? Rather, this is a personal, it's Air Peace rather than Nigerian air.
I am not disappointed because if Nigeria as a country cannot get their own airline and Mr. Oyema has stepped in to do that, kudos to him. Because we should really have our own airline running alongside
yeah.
maybe Mr. Oyema. I don't know. But since Nigeria haven't thought about it, I don't know what they've been waiting for because when I returned finally to the UK, I flew Nigeria Airways.
Airways.
And all of a sudden that disappeared. Nobody talks about it. I
No.
mean, we are a country. We need our own airline. Other countries have their own airlines.
Yes.
We need our airline.
Yeah.
But for now, we can make do with Mr. Oyema, with Air Peace. Yes,
That's
yes, we
right.
can make do with that.
What is your stand on it? We talk Nigerian Airways. We had not so long ago, just as Buhari was leaving, they brought one airline and they painted it, Nigerian Air. Just during the election, Buhari tried, and then they found out that it was not. They rented an airline from another country a couple of months ago. Less than a year. But that buttresses the need for a national airline. How close do you think we are to that now? Mr. Oyema has opened the gates, or you think the government is going to leave it as private?
No, I don't think they will leave it as private. I mean, I think we are close because Mr. Oyema has opened that gate. So now everybody is awake, to actually, look at what he has done to put heads together and do more in that aviation industry.
Okay, somebody spoke about comments today. In figures, Tico said a ticket from Nigeria to UK cost 4 million, but Air Peace is selling it for 1.2 million. Bankole says this will improve import and export. I.e., take food and all the rest. There will be competition. Do you see this that Mr. Oyema would cater for Nigerians better in terms of understanding what foodstuffs, import, export? Would Air Peace increase business? Like they said, commerce business amongst Nigerians, import and export. Do you see that?
Import and export, it involves traveling across the continent. So, yes, I can imagine that. Yes, because the price of tickets are really high. And Mr. Oyema came in at the right time. And I can see Nigerians really patronizing him.
Yes.
Yes.
On commercial basis and
Yes,
even
on
personal
commercial and
basis.
personal
basis,
basis,
yeah, definitely.
Okay, my own last question here for Air Peace is these fares, before Bellevue and before Arik left the scene, they became almost competitive with the big BAs and Virgin. Now we are starting at low fares. Do you think Nigerians would like guarantees? Because we don't want to see disappointment in the future. If if Air Peace and Virgin and British Airways, you can't tell difference in the price, in the tickets. Do you feel like Air Peace cannot sustain, or they can sustain these low prices, or they should?
I don't know. It's quite difficult because it is a business, and you go with what is happening, what the economy is saying.
Yes.
That's what you actually go by. So, if his margin is lesser than what it is, lesser than what British Airways is offering and other airlines, then for us, the consumers, we want it to remain the same, isn't
remain
it?
the same.
Because we don't want to spend more if
Yes.
we don't need to spend more. But it is business. If it goes up, it's because it goes up because maybe things are expensive for him as well, and
Yes,
because
yes.
he needs to level up as well.
That's right.
So at some point, I think it might happen. The price might go up a bit and it might come down a little bit. I don't know, because that's business.
Yeah.
Sometimes you make money, sometimes you
Yeah.
lose, sometimes
Yeah.
you take a drop.
Goes
Yeah.
up, it goes down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you think in terms of the Nigerian route, this is a very lucrative route for international carriers? If Mr. Oyema has come in at this level, is it because we have been abused, by competitors? Like a Nigerian ticket costs 700 to 1,200 to 1,500, but Mr. Oyema is able to fly us at 500, and Bankole said it's because of our Nigerian attitude. We want to travel now. We don't have any regulatory body to say prices and stuff. But do you think that route has not been regulated, that Nigerians have been taken advantage of? Like the high prices, the people that go. We don't have our own carrier.
That is
Yes.
definitely one of them.
Yes,
I
it is
think
one of
that-
them.
Yes, I think that is true.
It is one of them because we travel a lot.
We
Yes.
do. We do.
We travel a lot, and it's like we don't. If we want to go to Nigeria, we really don't care how much
the
it's
price
costing.
is.
We would go and
We'll
get
save
it.
towards
We'll
and
save
get
towards
that
it.
ticket.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And with this, if you think Air Peace will balance it out, that
I'm hoping.
Yeah.
I'm hoping. However, like Ro rightfully said, it all depends
On the economy and
on the
what's going on,
economy
the-
and
the
what's
pri-
going on at the
yes.
moment. I mean, he has
He
staff.
can't predict it.
He can't.
No, he can't. He's a businessman.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm sure he knows that in business, sometimes you make money
Yes,
and sometimes
yes.
it's static.
I'm sure he's
Yes.
done it to capture us, which we are still going to hold on to, even if he ups it a little bit, we're still
Yes,
going to hold on
we'll still
because I
hold on
would
to
fly
it.
him. I mean, I will fly his
Air Peace,
airline.
yes.
I will
Yeah,
definitely.
airline, yeah.
Now that I know he's out there, I don't think I'm going to do British Airways and Virgin Atlantic. I would go for Air
Air
Peace.
Peace.
Yes.
That's very good. We're talking a week of Nigerian patronage. Let's end on a nice note. How impressed were you? The first, the people on the maiden flight. They had Nollywood people there. They had ministers there. Do you think that was good?
Yes.
Good strategy.
I loved it.
You did.
Yes. And then the food. Oh, man.
Swallow.
I can't wait to fly it. I'm telling you now. I can't wait to fly it. Yes, it was really, really good. I was so, so happy and I was so proud, of my country, Nigeria. I was really, 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 really proud. And kudos to him. Yes, that was really, really good.
Thank you.
The next time I'm flying to Nigeria, that is my airline.
Airline.
Yes.
Air Peace. Air Peace, here we come.
Yeah.
Rosetta, what about you? How did you like it when you saw those,
It was unbelievable for me, actually. Yes, I saw those people celebrating. It was really good. It was a nice feeling.
Yes.
And I thought if we can actually do this, there's many more to come. I hope there will be many more Oyemas, in the pipeline.
Yes, yes,
that will
yes.
just look at him and think, I want to do something great for Nigeria, because this is good.
Yeah.
even me sitting down here listening to you, it looked like this is, as Nigerians, we hardly get this moment of pride, amongst ourselves. Alan Oyema, thank you very
Yes,
much.
yes.
And we'll be flying.
We're flying Air Peace.
Air Peace.
That's
Air
my
Peace.
next
That's
plan
the
anyway.
same.
Air
Same.
Peace, here we come.
Yeah.
There were some people saying, I think I heard somebody put on a platform that we need to sign a petition, bring it to the attention of the politicians in the UK, and do all these things to ensure that Air Peace has a smooth entry without the problems of the past. Do you think that's something we should do?
No, not placards per se.
No, not
I
placards.
think the aviation. I think I think Gatwick as an airport. They
Yeah.
must have a forum for
That's
where they
right.
have
That's
those.
exactly.
And I would have thought that before Alex Oyema actually approached them to say,
Mm-hmm.
I want to build my airline and this is what I want to do. You know, they gave him that room
Mm-hmm.
to actually say, and then he got a place. You know, you gave him a station where to operate from, and then you didn't give him the tools to even do the job
do
well.
the job
So
well,
what
yeah.
is that about?
Yeah.
So they knew of him. They knew what he was coming with. It's business.
Yes.
You know, so why couldn't you prepare a desk for Air Peace?
Mm-hmm.
Why was the
Move to the
why,
side.
why
Move to
was
the
the
side, yeah.
Thing not working? What's it called now?
The
The
conveyor
conveyor
belt.
Why
belt.
was the conveyor
Mm.
belt not working? Did they just want to frustrate him? I think the staff will just walk away and go home, and then the passengers are waiting and asking,
Mm.
you know, because that can actually delay the flight takeoff,
Take-
isn't
yes,
it?
yes.
And then it will be a case of, oh, Nigerians, we've started again. We never keep to time. But as I heard from those people, they said everybody was so patient.
Yes.
And they kicked off and they left. They left at the right time. The flight actually departed at the right
Yes.
time with all of that.
And
Yeah.
according to what the gentleman
Yeah.
said, he said the pre-boarding was where the problem was. Then the actual aircraft, everything was smooth. He even rated them 8 over 10.
Yes,
See?
yes,
Yeah.
I watched
Yeah.
that.
He
Very,
rated
very
them
good.
8 over 10.
10.
Yes. He rated them 8 over 10. Everything went smooth.
So we're
It
not
was
as
I have to
bad
say,
as
very
people
and,
make us
and then
make it
for
out
us
to be.
Nigerians, what have we learning from Air Peace example? It tells you I think we're ready to support good
definitely.
Nigerian
Definitely.
businesses. Alan Oyema did not send us on this escapade.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It's been a wonderful time.
Thank you.
We'll see you next week. Thank you.
Thank
very
you
much.
for having us. Bye.